What is up, everybody? Solomon here. I do have a very interesting video for you all today. I found an interesting tie-in with basically a gold depository institution that has some very interesting relationships with Ripple. I also have some interesting information I found about, I think it's the third largest company in South Korea that has some tie-ins with Ripple as well. I do want to get this out of the way, okay? Now, over the past week, there have been a ridiculous amount of scams on YouTube. And now we see today many high-profile Twitter accounts simultaneously hacked to spread cryptocurrency scam. This is Apple was involved. Elon Musk got hacked. Ripple, Bitcoin, CoinDesk, Coinbase, Binance. That has nothing to do with the underlying technology of digital assets. More than anything, that tells me that we're in this space at the exact right time, because I don't want to speculate as to if there was, just some random group that did this, or if there was maybe some sort of higher up entity that that is targeting everyday investors like you and I, okay? Do not send your cryptocurrency to any address. Always check, always ask somebody else that you know that may be in the space. I've said this before. You can message me. I'm on Twitter. You can I always read all the comments on YouTube. You can message me on, or put a comment down in the comment section if you're curious about something. Don't send any crypto to anybody. This is absolute nonsense. But like I said, do you think that the powers that be want you to hold something that is not even just written on the wall at this point, that digital assets are going to be successful? It's written on the globe. This is not a siloed revolution that's going on across the board here. All of these corporations, all of these governments are adapting digital assets. They may use rhetoric like fintech or technology, but the underlying and the end game for all of this is it goes towards digital assets. And in my opinion, really it comes down to control. But if you're going to be controlled, you better make some money while you're about to be controlled. So, all right, I want to move into this real quick now. I would get through some news real quick, and then this may be a little bit of a shorter video, I hope. My videos have been long lately. All right, Paxos launches crypto brokerage product. Paxos Trust Company has launched a new product, Paxos Crypto Brokerage, to allow companies to integrate cryptocurrency buying, selling, holding, and sending into their own applications. You can look into more into Paxos. Ripple's partner, Currency Cloud, who they just partnered with, I believe, at the beginning of July, granted a license to keep operating across the European Union after Brexit negotiations. And they were granted the license by the Dutch Central Bank, which I think is De Nederlands. I forget how you pronounce it, but I was trying to look up some information on the Dutch Central Bank because I know that I have some somewhere. I just have so much information. If I find that, I will do like maybe a little update on that. But so they were granted a license to remain in operation. Some other crypto news. Celsius Network reaches extended goal of $17 million in funding with Bank to the Future. Now, Bank to the Future also invested in Ripple Labs, BitPay, Shapeshift, Bitstamp, Kraken, Blockchain.com, Coinbase, and Circle. So Celsius may be something to keep an eye on here. And I do believe that they have a token that operates on their network as well. I think it's the CEL token, CEL. Not financial advice, just something for you to look into. Singapore FinTech Association to give startups access to R3 Corda. This is more so just about supporting the ecosystem here. Nothing really that ties into Ripple or XRP, but just building out the ecosystem. Number of crypto merchants accepting XRP has surged 46% so far this year. So at December 2019, XRP was supported at 457 companies as far as payments are concerned, and that number is up to 670 by now. So that's fantastic for adoption. Now, this is XRP Arcade. This is Leonidas on Twitter. If you do not follow him, definitely give him a follow. I would say I take a look at XRP Arcade probably weekly, definitely weekly. And he just does a great job of compiling all the information, and there's quite a bit on here to get through. And it's a great reference point and a benchmark to start off if you want to research or, just learn a little bit more about XRP, about Interledger, about the companies that Ripple's working with. So Coinbase adds XRP and pound sterling pair, which is big, I think. I don't know if anything's brewing there. I don't want to speculate. We'll wait and see. Revolut Bank brings cryptocurrency offering to the US. Now, as of now, I believe it was just all fiat, but now 49 states In 49 states, customers can purchase Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is from Decrypt. And then down below, they do talk about potentially adding XRP later on here. XRP, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash are likely to poised to be added next, since they are already available to the users in the European Union. So that would make sense that they would just add those. HSBC chooses Amazon Web Services for public cloud business operations. So HSBC, we've seen a lot about them recently. They are moving to the cloud, just like every other company and every other bank is going to move to, because it's all about interoperability. It's all about choice. It's all about utility. And it's all about minimizing as much as you can minimize to be as efficient as you can be. All right, CFTC committee to hold remote meeting on digital and DLT and digital currencies. I think this is coming up within the next few days here. But I looked into this. I mean, the only real directly related to Ripple that I could find, at least, was Credit Suisse. This was from 24th January 2020. And they talk about XRP a good amount in this document. Still working. This was actually the document where it stated that XRP or Western Union is still trialing XRP. So there's some good stuff in here, but I'm not going to get into that because it was already, all that news has already been let out. So, all right, now this is Matic. Testnet results suggest Matic could power Ethereum to 7,200 transactions per second. If you're not aware, Ethereum's been trying to roll out 2.0 since probably right after I got in the space. I mean, I was hearing about this in early 2018, and I've been here since beginning of 2017. So, but then, just keep in mind, Matic, there's scaling solutions for Ethereum may be big just because of how tied into the system Ethereum truly is. So second layer scaling solutions may be big. That's not financial advice. I'm just presenting my opinion for that. I believe there was, I'm going to forget the other one. Not Matic, but there's like probably bunches of them on Ethereum, but there was one that was supposed to be real big on Ethereum, and I haven't heard about them for a while. So, and it's not Aunt, it's similar to Aunt though. Okay. Consensus announced Scale Network Mainnet. This is just talking about basically scaling Ethereum. Ethereum applications need layer 2 solutions. So, and I hold Ethereum. I think Ethereum is actually the only proof of work token that I hold, or it's a coin, the only proof of work coin that I hold. But all right, now getting into that actually got me going down the consensus path here. And you see Consensus is on AWS, their Kaleido blockchain business cloud platform. I looked into some, any relationships between Consensus and Ripple here, and I found this, and I've seen this before, but I never dug deep enough into it. This is IT leader SK Holdings. CNC signs memorandum of understanding with Consensus to further the blockchain ecosystem. It's a pretty straightforward business announcement until you get to the bottom. About SK Holdings. SK Holdings CNC has blockchain solutions and service platforms such as identity as a service based on Hyperledger, logistics services, and voting systems. Recently, a coin as a service, or CAAS, platform has been developed that can easily issue various regional currency and gift certificates by utilizing Ripple's blockchain technology. So SK Holdings is obviously Ripplenet, but just how big the sheer size of SK Group is, and SK Group has like 90 subsidiaries or something crazy. 95 subsidiaries, 70,000 employees who work from 113 offices worldwide. While its largest businesses are primarily involved in the chemical, petroleum, and energy industries, they also own South Korea's largest wireless mobile phone service provider, SK Telecom. All right. SK Telecom launches blockchain-powered 5G phone. This was the 18th of May this year. This is in coordination or partnership with Samsung. But if you look back, 2018 here, this is SK Telecom, and I've never seen this slide. This is SK Telecom, how blockchain could disrupt the telecommunication industry. Blockchain network is building on the telecommunication infrastructure. Now, SKT multi-chain platform supports public/private blockchain systems and is able to connect to applications which is running, are running, but the translation, which are running on the different blockchain networks. Intercommunication API module extension features, SDK extension, consensus algorithm, multi-chain API, which they showed directly connecting to Ripple there. And if you look down in the bottom right, copyright 2018 by SK Telecom. All rights reserved, SK Telecom. So apparently it's not just the SK Holdings, but SK Telecom is also involved in Ripplenet. Or at least you can make the assumption, right? And I mean, if you've got 2 subsidiaries out of 95, I don't want to sit there and say they're all interconnected, but who knows, maybe. Okay, now, all right, I want to get into this now. And this is very interesting. And I hope I can get through this quickly. This is, and I haven't heard of this institution before either, or this company. This company is called GoldMoney, a full reserve gold-backed bank in a fractional reserve world. GoldMoney is an undiscovered gem that is deeply undervalued from a sum of the parts perspective, offering its disruptive gold jewelry business for free. CEO Roy Seba has formulated a clear and transparent long-term blah, blah, blah. Now, I came to find out that GoldMoney basically was a merger. There was a company called BitGold that merged with GoldMoney, okay? I do believe they talk about it in here. BitGold, which was one of the earliest ventures for creating a decentralized digital currency that began in 2005, acquired GoldMoney in 2015 for 51.9 million Canadian dollars. BitGold had settlement and payment technology, while GoldMoney had over 1.2 billion in customer assets under vault management backed by gold and over 135,000 customer signups since 2006. Eventually, GoldMoney exited completely from the cryptocurrency space, becoming purely focused on gold, platinum, and silver. Okay, great. So they're apparently fully out of the cryptocurrency space. However, when you look into their presentation from about a year and a half ago, they do very much so talk about still being into crypto. Their whole presentation's about crypto, basically. Maybe they are out of it. Maybe they are not, but I've not seen this before. Again, take it with a grain of salt. I'm just a dude presenting stuff I found on the internet. But what's interesting about GoldMoney here, and they talk about buying cryptocurrency right on their platform. So what's interesting though, they're connected into China. Their chief technology officer, Alessandro Promoli, was formerly a security consultant for Ripple, a noted cryptographer and security engineer, and was one of the very early community members. If you go into BitGold, this is from 2015 as well. So again, older information. I have some newer stuff here down the line too that I found too. All right, Ripple coming soon. Based in Milan, CTO Alessandro Promoli was CTO of Ansor, a company specializing in blah, blah, blah. All right. And as an independent security consultant to OpenCoin Inc. If you're not aware, OpenCoin was basically the initial name of Ripple Labs. You can look into that. The developer of the Ripple protocol. Ripple was a payment system, currency exchange, and remittance that supports tokens representing fiat currency, cryptocurrency, commodity, or other unit of value. A perfect fit for the platform he largely designed in BitGold. So, this GoldMoney does not trade cryptocurrency at this point, right? But we already saw that he largely designed the platform for BitGold, correct? And we saw back here that BitGold had settlement and payment technology, while GoldMoney had over 1.2 billion in assets. So I'm not saying that they're using XRP, but GoldMoney could potentially be running on some sort of Ripplenet, some form of Ripplenet, maybe. All right, now, I always forget, this is just a complete sidebar, but it does give a little bit of scope. Mojaloop, I always forget Coil is one of the sponsoring, basically one of the founding members of the Mojaloop Foundation, which is also Bill and Melinda Gates, Google, Modusbox. I'm not sure what Omidyar is, but the Rockefeller Foundation, I think we all knew who the Rockefellers are, correct? And if you're not aware, Coil is basically a platform for content creation that you get, it's basically micropayments. So anytime somebody reads an article that you had posted, you basically get compensated from their Coil subscription in fractions of micropayments. And vice versa, if you subscribe to somebody else, it's the same way. So, and I believe micropayments are going to be absolutely huge in the future. So, all right, I'm not going to get into that, the Gates Foundation. Okay, Now, this is extremely interesting too, and this is more relevant for today. And this is a little bit more of a deep dive as well. I think you guys will like this a lot. This is Royal Bank of Scotland ties in with this. XRP ties in with this. Ripple ties in with this. Okay, Seba Bank is the first digital bank offering asset securitization services on the public Corda network using DASL. DASL is Digital Asset Shared Ledger. That is a product of a company that you will find soon here in a second. This is July 15th, 2020. This partnership allows Seba Bank to offer institutional clients the ability to issue and invest in digital securities representing financial instruments on the public Corda network. You can look this up from today. All right, this is just Seba's website here. We are Seba Technology and Finance, and in real time, distributed ledger technology. You get it, right? Who are the people? They actually do have a pretty legitimate executive team. This dude, the CEO, Guido Buehler, built a large global team at one of Switzerland's largest banks and had an influence shaping market infrastructure at the European Central Bank and DTCC. Always pay attention to people, everybody, and always follow the people and always follow the money. I'm not going to go into Seba anymore here, but it creates the path for where I'm going. Seba Bank and TokenSoft partner for asset tokenization. Okay, so I wonder why they would want to tokenize assets and wonder why they would want to part with Corda and DASL. DASL is managed by an organization called Lab 577, okay? Now, this is the CEO of Lab 577, and he's directly telling you what's going to happen here, okay? Let me see if I can zoom on this. Tell us more about the recent partnership with BCB. BCB is another organization. BCB, the global cryptocurrency broker, are really blazing the trail bringing crypto into Corda. They are using DASL to provide seamless integration with fiat banking and access to the crypto ledgers such as Bitcoin, XRP, and Ethereum. Very straightforward, everybody. I mean, everything's leading towards digital assets here. So they're not directly saying that these companies are integrating with DASL, who is run by Lab 577, to basically integrate with these digital asset networks, but that's what they're doing. And that's what they're going to continue. The rhetoric ends at some point, and that rhetoric ends when the money's been made, and the money has not been made yet, trust me. Trustology is a first crypto custody wallet provider to join Corda network with Lab 577's DASL, Digital Asset Shared Ledger. We talked about that. Now, we get very interesting here, everybody, and I can't believe I've never seen this. I don't believe anybody's ever found this, but okay. Now, again, this is just the overview of Richard Crook. That's not the greatest last name for being in the digital asset space, but that's his last name, so I don't think he can change it. Okay, this is that Richard Crook guy. Okay, CEO and founder of Lab 577. I found a white paper. Actually, it's not a white paper. It's a testing technical paper. Now, the title of this is Proving Ethereum for the Clearing Use Case. Okay. But we're going to dig into that, and I believe that they also tested XRP. I believe they also tested Bitcoin for this clearing use case. And it's called the Emerald Performance Testing Technical Paper. We can see right here one of the authors is Richard Crook. And I do believe it said that he may have worked at Royal Bank of Scotland in the past. Okay, I'd have to go back and find that. I'm not going to waste your time with that. Okay, now it does mention XRP in here. Ripple cost savings. XRP can cut banks' global settlement costs up to 60%. All right, and now we've got Royal Bank of Scotland. So this is a Royal Bank of Scotland initiative here. This is a technical paper. It's a trial that happened at the RBS, the Royal Bank of Scotland. I'm going to leave you guys with this, okay? I found this on GitLab. This is called the Emerald Benchmark. The Emerald Benchmark is based on the well-understood use case of international payments. The SEPA ICT requirements provide an easily consumable set of real requirements for international payments. So it's a benchmark, everybody. If you're testing a new payment initiative, you have to have something to benchmark it against. If you're not aware what SEPA is, because I know I always do a lot of assumptions in this, single euro payments area, okay? It's an integrative initiative of the European Union for simplification of bank transfers denominated in the euro, okay? That's what SEPA is. And they're using the SEPA standard as a benchmark for this Emerald benchmark, okay? Now, the key requirement is that the payments must be sent, received, and acknowledged back to the sender in less than 10 seconds. Ulster Bank, a wholly owned subsidiary of Royal Bank of Scotland, piloted and distributed clearing and settlement mechanism to meet the requirements for the major banks of Ireland. It became known as Emerald. And this is what I believe Emerald was, okay? Emerald Code was made open source. Results were made public domain in order to reduce the fear, uncertainty, and disinformation in late 2016 around performance and scalability of distributed ledger technologies. They know that it works. They know that Ripple works. They know that they know what's happening across the board here. Why do you think it's so hard to find Ripple documents and integration documents past like 2017? Because the work's already been done, everybody. And this is my opinion, honest to God. You can believe whatever you want. And I'm going to get further into this document. I believe that Ripple has probably already been assigned some sort of a role. It may be with third world corridors, banking the unbanked type of thing. But tinfoil hat or not, I don't care what you think. That's my opinion. I'm just presenting the facts for you guys with a little dash of opinion, I guess. Okay. Now, here's their benchmarking, though. To define a common performance test for distributed ledger technology seeking to provide their latency, performance, and scalability. This common performance test allows comparison against a number of existing international payment benchmarks. Okay, no single point of failure. Nodes geographically distributed. Minimum latency, realistic payload. Must use mock ISO 20022 payments. What did Ripple obviously just joined ISO 2002 about 2 months ago, right? Bidirectional payments. Now here's their benchmarking measures: latency, rate, scale, and throughput. Throughput is what, a lot of XRP's capabilities are just completely dwarf everybody else's. Rate times scale in units or in transactions per second. Now, we go down into here, and here's the test scenarios. So the Royal Bank of Scotland, 100% tested XRP. These are the minimum: the deca, hecto, kilo, mega, and giga, okay? This is basically just the very low end of the spectrum for digital currencies that you'll see down below that have a very difficult time scaling. And once you get up into kilo, mega, and giga, digital currencies that are on par or are right below par with mainstream payment systems, okay? And here we go. Emerald, the Irish pilot. Latency, 10, and then this throughput is 600 transactions per second, it looks like. So we got Bitcoin, 84,000. SEPA is 300,000. Ethereum is 400,000. But they have it red here, and there's red that there was some sort of a failure, if I believe. Yeah, red, if the test showed evidence of scale and rate, it's basically some sort of a failure in the test. And we have Ripple XRP. This is direct XRP. 750,000, which is about 4 times less than Visa. But if you compare it to something like, Ethereum for throughput, XRP can support twice as much. It can support almost 10 times as much as Bitcoin. And you see, Swift. It's about a quarter of Swift's. And then you've got Visa at 1.1 billion. So this Project Emerald, this Emerald benchmark, they're obviously benchmarking crypto assets. Royal Bank of Scotland, they're benchmarking it off of SEPA. They're comparing these benchmarks off of Swift, off of Visa, off of the single euro payments area. If you don't believe that the testing has already been done as far as what these digital assets can do, you are wrong. The testing has been done, at least with the ones that may be the most groundbreaking and successful. That's just my opinion, but that's what it is. And then you can go to DASL's website too, the Future of Capital Markets. I guarantee you this video was way longer than I wanted it to be. Again, I'm going to end it with a disclaimer. Do not put your money into anything that somebody's asking you to send them digital currency, and they'll send you more back. Always do your research. Don't even take any of this as financial advice. None of us are financial advisors. The whole rhetoric with consolidated positions, gain wealth, and diversification maintains it, is complete BS in a space that has a $250 billion market cap, or whatever it is right now, that has been predicted by the World Economic Forum to take 10% of the entire globe's GDP in 5 years. So diversification is not stupid. Diversification is essential if you do it correctly and you don't overwhelm yourself. Diversify in, X number of digital currencies that you believe and that you've seen partnerships with, you've seen building infrastructure and rails around these digital assets. That's going to be the long-term play, in my opinion, with this market. Of course, there's going to be 5-7x coins, that blow up in 4 months. Is that sustainable in the short term? Probably not. But the real ticket in this market, and that's why I don't sell XRP, and that's just my opinion. I hit a level with XRP, not financial advice, and I do diversify, that I will maintain and maybe expand upon while I also diversify, because XRP to me is a 3 to 5 year hold. All right, enough of my opinions. I hope you guys liked the video. And again, the writing is not just on the wall. The writing is on the entire globe for this. We know where this goes, okay? I hope you guys have a good night. Later.